What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Grey Talks Wrestling. Time to talk about Monday Night Raw, I think. Jey Uso's back after the 2 stretch he's done. Just a 2-week vacation holiday, basically. Annual leave. After his 2-week stint off, after the break, he's back and he's on Monday Night Raw. After it was announced by Cody at Payback, and here he is. Good ovation for him. Everyone seems to be very happy. And I think the right person met him in the ring. First person out. After Jey said a few words about, he's got a bit of making up to do. He's kind of pissed a few people off while he was in the bloodline, So there's going to be a couple of people that aren't very happy. But the first person out, best person to come and meet him, Sami Zayn. It feels like it's all gone full circle now. The whole story of these two, where they were, where they are now. Fantastic. Great way to end it. Very emotional. Jey not very used to it at first. But then he realises, come here, Sammy. Give me a cuddle. They have a hug. They cuddle it out. And then, all is good. Oh, here comes Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle. Oh dear, things get a little bit awkward on the ramp. They're not too happy to see Jey Uso, and who can blame him after what he did to him while he was in the bloodline, costing them titles, costing them matches, injuring them. So rightfully so, they're a bit pissed off to see him. Sammy's like, calm down, everything's all right. And I like that they're doing that. They're not just bringing him in and he's a baby face and it's okay, all is forgotten. No, he's got some making up to do. People aren't going to trust him at first. And I like that they're telling that storyline. That's actually pretty decent. I've got to say that. I've got to admit that. That's actually pretty good. What I'm not enjoying is Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle as a tag team. Why are we doing this? Doesn't fit. Doesn't feel right. Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, that worked. That fitted. That looked good. This just doesn't feel the same at all. It's trying to force it and it's just not working. It's really not. And I'd much more prefer to see Drew as a heel now. Because he's been stale ever since he won that world title. After that, it's just been downhill for the guy. Let's have it right. He's done nothing. Absolutely nothing. So he's just been a bland, boring babyface carrying around a sword, wearing a kilt. It's been ridiculous. Let's liven him up a bit, shall we? Let's forget this stereotypical Scottish nonsense and actually make him a superstar that he can't be. Rather than this crap. Same for Riddle. Let's make him a bit more serious, shall we? Rather than just looking like a stoner, running around on a scooter and having animals fly out of his arse every week. We make him a bit more serious. When he is serious, like with the feud he had with Seth Rollins, he was absolutely fantastic. Now we're back to silly old Riddle again. I don't like it. There's much better. They could do so much better with them, and they're just not bothering. It's annoying. So Seth Rollins is in the house. He shouldn't be there, according to Adam Pearce. And no one wants him here because of his back. He needs to take the night off, have a rest, son. You've done enough. But no, he's a world champion. He's our champion, Seth Rollins. He's your champion, the people's champion now. And here he comes to the ring, cutting a promo about Nakamura. After the match, he got attacked by him, so she wants some more payback after payback. And here comes Nakamura, and Nakamura's like, no. Doesn't want a world title match. Doesn't want to face Seth Rollins again, apparently. But Seth's not happy about that. They get into a bit of a brawl, but Seth's got a bad back, so Nakamura gets the better of him. Ricochet comes out to help. He gets attacked by Nakamura as well. This leads to a match. Of course it does. Same old format. Leading straight into a match between Ricochet and Nakamura. Here we go. Good match. Okay. Strange finish. Can't see why they couldn't let Nakamura win. He loses via DQ. Make that make sense. Just keep him losing, yeah. It's going to make him look strong. Make him look like a beast. Make him look undefeatable. Unbeatable. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why? Make it make sense. But the match was okay, I suppose. Judgment Day. Their day was okay, I suppose. Their promo was decent enough. They're all in the ring together. They've all got titles now. Money in the Bank as well. Here comes JD. He's got a present for Priest, a new Money in the Bank briefcase. Is there a story there somewhere? Maybe, who knows? With the contract and all that, could be something brewing there. Maybe where Finn and JD are trying to screw Damien. Maybe, who knows? But JD's looking more than likely that he's going to be joining the group after this show. So who knows where that goes? JD has a match for Sami Zayn, wins that thanks to Dominic. So all things are looking pretty rosy for the Judgment Day at the moment after this show tonight. Yeah, nothing to complain about with the Judgment Day, I suppose. They're okay. No real mention of Cody tonight, really. He wasn't really around, didn't really see him. Is he the one that's replacing Jey Uso on SmackDown? Someone's got to go over there, supposedly, to replace him. It would make sense if it's Cody. Really would. Other than that, maybe Kevin Owens is a shout. Past that, I can't think of anyone else that would make sense, really, to go to SmackDown right now, other than maybe Braun Breaker from NXT, but that's from NXT. And yeah, I can't see him coming up just yet. But that's coming from NXT. I'm talking about someone coming from Raw to SmackDown. Doesn't really matter anyway. They all jump around anyway. So the last couple of weeks, Miz has been back and forth. So's LA Knight. So doesn't really matter in the long run. People do what they want to do. Anyway, this show really, yeah, we had Shayna Baszler versus Zoe Stark. No reason to talk about that. Raquel Rodriguez just dominated Chelsea Green. And then we get to the main event. That's what everyone wants to talk about. That's what everyone is talking about, because it was an absolute banger yet again. And we've got to talk about how great Gunther has been with the Intercontinental Championship. Made it legitimate again. Longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time now. Poor old honky tonk man. The one thing he had left, the one thing he had going for him, one thing he could hang on to was that Intercontinental reign. I'm pretty sure he thought he'd never get broken by now. But then along comes Gunther and absolutely smashes it. Banger matches, like every match he's had with that title has been absolutely outstanding. Which leads to the question, yeah, he's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, but where does he sit as being the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time? Now, everyone's going to have a different, like, let's say top 5, top 10. But he's got to get in there somewhere now, surely, in most people's. I'd imagine most people will have the likes of Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, possibly in their top 10. Maybe even Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. There's probably a few others that might get a mention in and around for the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, Gunther's definitely got to get in there somewhere. He's definitely in my top 10 at least. Maybe even top 5 now. I'd have to sit down and think about it. That's very important, and we've got to sit down and think about it. But this match, ladies and gentlemen, this match was outstanding, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Like, Chad Gable has arrived on the scene He really did. He had his family front row. He told a great story the whole match. Refused to stay down. Gunther had to hit a trifecta of finishers. Just that devastating suplex. My God. Dropped the geezer on his fucking head. Had him in the choke and Germaned him back, man, and just dropped him on his fucking head. And then, the powerbomb and the clothesline, 1, 2, 3. Chad Gable put up a damn hell of a good fight. The suplexes he delivered, the rolling suplex, my God, Chaos Theory. How he delivered that, was amazing. Be able to get Gunther up like that. He's not a small lad, is he? He's not... Impressive, man. Impressive and great match. And I'm so happy Chad Gable had that moment in the main event to prove he's no longer a joke anymore. He's no longer Shorty G anymore. He's arrived on the scene. People can finally start taking him seriously, and I have no problem in him going back and once again trying again, and maybe even winning the Intercontinental Championship now. Because what does Gunther do now? He's retained it time and time again. He's held on to that title. He's made it the greatest run of all time. And there's not much more he can do with that title. He's made it legitimate. It's made him legitimate. The matches he's had with it, there isn't much more he can do other than, I suppose, hold it till WrestleMania. And we have a title versus title match. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Champion versus champion. That would make sense, I suppose. Or we do it sooner. Survivor Series isn't that far away, really. Why not? Let's pull the trigger now. Gunther being the world champion does make sense, really. But we know Damian Priest is hanging around with a briefcase, so where does he go then? Where does he fit into the puzzle? A lot of things to think about. But this show was damn good. The finisher was. And there were some moments as well. Wasn't a bad Raw. Can't say anything bad about it, really. Apart from it being 3 hours long and all the adverts, man. How can people sit there and watch that live? How can you sit there live and watch that? The constant ad breaks. Every 5 minutes, an hour worth of advert breaks throughout the whole 3 hours. You're watching an hour's worth of ad breaks. It's ridiculous. Preposterous. It's why I don't watch it live. Thank goodness for the fast forward button and recording. Jesus. Don't know what I'd do. Anyway. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks very much for watching. If you have done this far, smash the like button and subscribe. Stay safe, stay lucky, and I'll see you next time.